Hello, 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 hello. How are you guys doing? Hopefully the audio balance is all okay with the music. If it needs to be louder or quieter, let me know. But yeah, how are you guys doing today? It's Sunday. It's the day of rest, and that should be in which case it's the day that I'm streaming. But yeah, we're going to continue on with the Sochaux save today, continuing on from where we left it last stream, which was last weekend. I do want to make streaming obviously a more regular thing. It's a little bit tricky, obviously, around my day job and stuff, but we're back again for now. Maybe we'll get a midweek stream going sometime this week. I enjoy streaming. It's nice. It's a nice change of pace. Today, we have the end of Season 5 here with Sochaux. It's going okay. As you can see, we're taking on Lyon. We actually slipped down to third behind Monaco. So with, 7 games left of the season, we're really looking to target a top 2 finish. That is what we're going for. In terms of the teams we've got left to play, we've got Lyon in 5th. We've then got some Nice, which again is pretty tricky. So 2 tough league games to start things off. Saint-Etienne should be easy, Auxerre should be easy, Angers should be easy, and Reims should be easy. So really, if we can win our first 2 games here, we are going to be applying pressure, I think, to Monaco to the end of the season. I mean, knowing my luck now, we will just have a situation where we bottle it against the easy teams. Sochaux's remaining games, they've got Marseille to end the season. I mean, it's never easy against Marseille. Nantes, I need you to do us a favour. Toulouse could do us a favour. You see, they've got quite a lot of top half teams, so I have some hope. And also the fact they're still in Europe and Cup competitions means their fixture schedule is a little bit rammed, although actually you can see here they lost in the first leg. But anyway, that's what's going on here today. Hopefully we're going to be able to push for that top 2 finish. How are you guys all doing anyway? Did you enjoy the football yesterday? I certainly did. Liverpool, you know, they've made my week basically. Not so happy about the Champions League draw against Man City, but you got to beat the best win the Champions League. So I kind of look forward to it. It's not the draw I would have wanted, particularly being at the Etihad for the second leg. I probably would have taken any team remaining in the draw with Anfield for the second leg. I feel like, as I said, you've got to beat the best teams, but naturally playing at home in the second leg I think is an advantage. But no, City, not an easy team whatsoever to be taking on. Who's this guy you're getting, Rasmus? I mean, he looks pretty solid. So, yeah, we're back with Sochaux anyway. You can see loads of players called up for international duty, which is nice. French under-21s, Ducasse, Millet, Gauthier and Ovray. And the under-20s, Agoude, Bonnet, Lebombe and Manjek. I mean, that's good to see. And also in the French under-19s, loads of players being called up as well. So, feels good. I've not really looked at what players are coming available as free transfers lately. Maybe I should take a look at that. Naturally, we've already got a few positions that were sorted out. So, of course, we've got Bakayoko joining us, which I'm really excited about to get him in. He is going to become the biggest earner, but I'm thinking ball-playing centre-back, he's going to do work for us. And we've also got Mehmet Demir, who we've still not scouted, of course. We signed him last stream, and we didn't scout him. We took a bit of a punt on him because he looked very good. I still don't know how good he's going to be, so that's something to keep an eye on, certainly. Hey, Sebastian, how you doing, dude? Chat, you're a little bit dead today. What's happening? Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, hello. I mean, you guys don't interact like the chat does, but the chat's just... I feel like everyone in the chat has got that Sunday morning feeling. I say Sunday morning, it's 1:15 midday. I didn't get up that long ago, so it feels like the morning, okay? It's morning to my body. Yeah, it's that day of rest. Anyway, we've got Lyon to kick things off here. Away from home, not going to be easy. I mean, the good news for us is that last year we finished 3rd, and it doesn't seem likely that we will finish 4th. Although we have got Nice and Lyon to play in our next 2 games, and they could close the gap on us. But there really is a big gap between PSG and everyone else, and then kind of ourselves and Monaco in a league of our own. Then everyone else is kind of battling it out. You can see Rouen at the bottom of the league is really struggling, but besides them, it's actually pretty competitive, this league as a whole. Got the New Zealand contingent in the chat complaining about the fact it's the Monday morning feeling as well. Hey, Nano Matter. How you doing, dude? How is Kamal Mehmet doing? See, this guy looks good, but his potential is really limited. But he could maybe be useful for us in the first team. I mean, he looks like a bargain at £16,000, doesn't he? I mean, it's a case, do I trust the judgment on his potential ability being limited? Or could he continue to improve? That's the dilemma. That's the dilemma. The thing is as well, I've got so many talented strikers, he might not even break into the first team ever. In which case, is it worth just selling him? How's Hugo Vente doing out on loan? He's doing okay. See, he falls into another bracket, this guy, where he hasn't actually improved that much since we've signed him. He's been out on loan for the entire year, playing for Mainz. His average rate really hasn't been that great. 4 clean sheets. I'm worried. Although he's got 6 international caps for Colombia. Will the Liverpool career ever come back? It might do. I don't know. I've not touched that save in a very, very long time. I feel like I'm a lot more invested in this save at the moment. Although I am contemplating maybe starting something on the winter update exclusive to streams. I talked about it during the last live stream we did, which I did upload to YouTube. About the fact that really, I just don't have that much time to dedicate to Football Manager at the moment. And so splitting myself between multiple saves is obviously going to be a problem. But like just, I've not been enjoying making videos lately, and that's why I've not really been doing it. But streaming, I think, is slightly different for me. You know, I can just hit a go live button, talk away, and just play the game. And I think the live interaction's a lot more of a motivator. With videos, you know, each video takes probably 2 or 3 hours minimum, if you include like playing between each episode and also rendering and stuff. Like, I work full time, so I get home at 6 PM in the evening and make some food, maybe, you know, stick a podcast on or watch something on TV for half an hour. It's 7 PM. I've realistically got 5 hours left of my evening. More often than not, more than half of that was just being dedicated to YouTube. I did some maths on the hours I was working on YouTube, and I was working 3 hours a night and then probably 8 hours at the weekend each weekend on videos. Like, I think I worked out in like 100 hours a month I was spending on YouTube, which might not sound like a massive amount. I mean, 100 hours a week, is that even right? That doesn't sound right. That can't be right. Jack, redo the maths. Oh, sorry, a month though. That might make more sense. If it's 3 hours a night, that's 15 during the week, 16 elsewhere. So yeah, we're talking, what, 31 hours a week? I put a lot of time into YouTube, but like, it's exhausting. And I feel like if I force myself to make videos, the video quality slips. I might release this save when I'm done playing it. So in the past, there's 2 reasons why I don't, like, quote unquote, share my saves. I've given out stuff like the Apex save in the past when I'm kind of feel like I'm done playing with it. But I used to get people who would download my saves and just tell me what all the players' potentials were, which is kind of annoying, and tell me like, oh, you should sign this guy, he became amazing when I played on your save. The other reason is that I've had, well, there's 2 more reasons. The other one is people would naturally download the save, then just constantly tweet me saying how much better they're doing than me and that I should play exactly how they're playing the game, which I don't really appreciate. And the other reason is that in the past I've had people download my saves, then post them online elsewhere saying that they're their own saves, which is a little odd. It's probably the least of the reasons, but I don't know. I feel like Football Manager is a game where you do get people who like to backseat manage or tell you how to play based off how they play, even if it's 2 completely unrelated saves with unrelated teams. So having 2 of the exact same team and the exact same save, it would just become unbearable, I feel like. Anyway, to Cass getting off the mark for the stream, thank you, my son. That is what we need. That is what we need. Quinton de Cass. Tago Amado with the assist. Nice little bit of build-up play here. De Cass's run, pretty intelligent. Peels off the shoulder of his man. Keeper probably shouldn't be beating it near the near post, but I'm not going to complain. Is the audio balance all okay, by the way, guys? I don't even know if you can hear the music. It's at a nice volume for me, but that means nothing for you guys. 20 minutes gone. 1-0 up in this game away from home. It was always going to be tricky against the team 5th in the league. They're playing a 4-4-2, which I feel like our team kind of system really kind of fills the gaps of nicely. You know, naturally, we're not playing with kind of 2 flat banks and midfielders. And we do definitely have room to kind of fill into the spaces between a traditional 4-4-2. Oh, cracking tackle by that guy there. Milo with an injury. We'll check how serious that is. I might take him off. Oh, you guys can't hear the music. Can you hear it now? I mean, is no music better? This is a serious question. Music or no music? Because I feel like for some people, they want kind of to be able to play their own music, where some people just want some extra music. I always... Okay, so traditionally, I don't know why I've got music on today, because normally what I'd say is, people would, if they tell me they want music, I say, well, put on your own music. DeCassa scored again whilst I sub off Melee, who got the assist, but you're coming off pit, mate. You're injured. I'm not risking you. But no, I feel like, no, at least if I put on no music, you can choose the music you listen. See, everyone now says no music. I agree. But I feel like that's a recent revelation. I feel like people like to put on their own music. See, everyone's like, no music now. Everything's changed. Back in the day, everyone kind of, you know, they had their own music and stuff. I felt like, yeah, I am not a fan of music. I don't know why I put the music on. Everyone's saying no music. I don't know if that's a change of opinion. Is anyone pro music in the chat or on YouTube? If you are, show your head. Prove that people like you exist. But anyway, 2-0 up here. Pretty good start to cast with 2 goals. Probably the trickiest of the games we've got coming up, really, away from home against Lyon. Actually, depends. Actually, if we've got Nice away from home, that will be the trickiest game in this run to end the season. Ideally, I'd quite like to finish the season today. Maybe even start a little bit of the summer, because it's something that I never really cover in videos is the summer, and I'd be interested to know how interested, I guess, people are in seeing kind of all the nitty gritty over the summer. You know, all those dilemmas as they come. It will probably be quite slow. Some people won't like it in terms of there won't be match after match after match. But I guess that's the same as people who just want to see the matches in YouTube videos. They just want loads of matches, when in reality, in a game like Football Manager, I'd say 50% of the result is decided by what you do pre-match day and like week to week, rather than what you're doing actually in the match. DeCassa, get the hat trick. Oh, Lopez with the save. Lopez with the save. Chevalier, edge the box. I mean, that ambitious, I think, is the word we'll use to describe that set-piece routine, where we cross it to our centre defensive mid at the edge of the box, who hits it on the volley. Can we apply some pressure here high up the pitch? See, they're playing this 4-4-2. They've not really got an out ball, because neither of their centre defensive mids is dropping deep to get the ball all that much. And with the way that we play, we're kind of really cutting off the passing lanes. Anyway, Room Blonde here, on his lonesome to Kubik. DeCassa wants the hat-trick. Rainy Adelaide might want a goal as well. He's not had one in a little while. Chevalier, this is lovely build-up play. Can we have an end product? Benny Chilwell in the box. Kubik's there. 3-0. Easy. What's the table? We can have a look at the table. Where's the pop-out box? Did it get moved? Am I going crazy? Where's the... I swear that... Oh, it's not... Where's the button? Oh, it's here. Why was that not there a second ago? I'm not going crazy. That wasn't there. So this is the league table. I think Monaco might be slipping up here. I think they're drawing. Right, well, hold on. Let's position this nicely. There you go. That's the league table as things stand. So we are trying to push for second in the league. Ourselves and Monaco. We're 1 point behind Monaco. 7 games left of the season. I mean, it was going to be too nice, wasn't it, to try and keep a clean sheet. It was going to be too nice. That was actually quite a nice goal. Interesting that a regen scored for them 5 seasons in. I'm curious how good this guy is. Let's have a look at him. Portuguese. I mean, he looks pretty good. I'll be honest. He's not mind-blowingly good, but he's pretty good. 20 minutes left. Maybe I should just share things up here. Udahai is on a booking. We'll bring in Perez for him. Chevalier struggling a little bit for fitness. I think we'll bring in Fuchs just to steady up the defence. Did I watch Liverpool yesterday? I did indeed, Sebastian. I did indeed. It was a good game. I mean, Salah is a footballing genius, let's be honest. I don't think anyone predicted Salah to be as good as he's been for us, but no, he's been absolutely insane. He's making other players look bad. Like, I saw a stat today that Firmino's got, what, 23 goals in all competitions for Liverpool. And, like, he gets a little bit of praise, Bobby, but I don't feel like he gets anywhere near enough because of just how good Salah's been. Did Monaco slip up? They did. They drew it against Amiens. Amiens down in 12th. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, they almost lost as well. It's almost a shame they didn't lose. But, no, that's a great result for us. That now puts our destiny in our own hands with 6 games left. And we qualify for the Champions League with that, which means our board budgets are going to be set. Right, prediction time. How much money are we getting? I think we had minus 60,000 wage budget and less than £1 million. Now, we're not a big club. We don't get massive money for getting the Champions League. But what would I be happy with? If I could get £20 million to spend and £150,000 wage budget, I'd be delighted. I don't think that's going to happen. Right, board, be kind to us. Okay. 11. Let's just consult what that actually means. So we're still over our wage budget, is what you're telling me, with our committed wages because of players we're bringing in. I mean, it's not great. It's not great. It's really not great. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. If I sound disappointed, it's because I am. I mean, can we sign Ronaldo yet? Does he want to come and play for us? He wants to become a coach. But he thinks he might not be good enough to play for us at this stage of his career, mate. You're amazing. You're Ronaldo. I mean, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, board, I'll be honest. So in terms of the actual club finances, we're actually 20 million in the black for the year. So we have a lot of money in the back pocket, but we are in the process of building a new stadium. I think it's in the planning stages, actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can see we're searching for a site at the moment. So we have got a new stadium in the works, but it's a little way off. In terms of like money, as you see, 20 million in the bank. If we look this season, we made £30 million in transfer profit, and yet we still only have £11 million left to spend. And that's two factors, obviously. Firstly, money for facilities and stuff has left the club's account. We're not a club with a massive income from fans and stuff because our stadium is quite small. And the other reason is that this year I have drastically increased the wage structure at the club in terms of the amount of money we are paying in wages to players. And as part of that, the club does depend on selling players as part of our kind of income. I guess the good news is that we've got a lot of assets at the club in terms of we've got a lot of players here in the youth team who are going to develop, hopefully. As you can see here, we've got an absolutely stacked youth team. But naturally, some of these players aren't going to break into the first team, and so really the club's operating profits are going to come from trying to sell on the players who don't quite make it, which I'm hoping that there's not going to be that many. But yeah, naturally, players will move on as they develop, and we have to replace players in the first team that we might be forced to sell with players up and coming, which I guess that's football, especially when you're a smaller team like ourselves. You know, we really rely on selling players to keep ourselves going. We're a bit like, I'm trying to think of a club who's like that realistically. I want to say Schalke. That's how I'd compare us to a team like Schalke, who you do have to sell on players. We can't. Every player has a price. But at the same time, we are trying to consistently compete in Europe. Yo, Morgan COA, thank you for the sub with Twitch Prime. Can we get some love in the chat? Raise your Vidukas. Thank you very much, my friend. I do appreciate that. Have you decided on whether or not to sell Mbula? I think we are going to have to sell Mbula, so it's been a bit of an ongoing dilemma, has the Mbula situation. He was our player of the year last year. He's been injured a lot this year. You can see he's only played 7 games for us. He's been really collateral damage as part of our system change. If I could get 20 million for him, that'd be some kind of nice money. You know, I'm kind of looking at our team here and like the potential. There's players here like Andre Almeida who I'd like to keep because they're homegrown. But if this guy wasn't homegrown, he's kind of the type of player I'd probably be looking to sell. You know, we've got like Tillman here who we brought in, I think, on a free last season. He just hasn't played for us. Really, this guy I could probably try and sell and just see if anyone's interested at 3 million. But obviously we don't have the luxuries of like a Premier League side with loads of TV money each year. Like I'm increasing our wage spend. Our wage spend is about £800,000, which is a lot of money. And realistically, to cover that cost, we have to keep a positive cash flow through selling players. You know, we don't have a massive stadium to fall back on. Obviously, it's great that we are building our own stadium. It's going to help us massively longer term. But I don't know. I feel like there's still a little way to go for us here at Sochaux before we're kind of competing with the big dogs. Obviously, getting to the Champions League knockout stage this year was great. But the constant kind of overflow of players is... Well, not overflow. What's the word? Turnover of players. Where did overflow come from? But no, the turnover of players is always going to be a bit of a sticking point. Naturally, there are players that I would never sell. I don't think I'd be willing to sell. Like Chevalier, for example. A club would have to offer like £100 million for me to consider selling him. I mean, his value's 51 million. He's 19 years old. You know, you got Ducasse, 33 million value. Again, just irreplaceable players in terms of how important they are to our system. I know that with a player like Ducasse, I've got a guaranteed kind of 20 goals a season striker when he's fit. Just selling him and taking a punt or trying to sign someone else who might score as many is just too risky. So Kliedson is wanted out on loan. See, I'm kind of tempted to loan this guy out. I mean, he has come off the bench 10 times for us. He's a good player, but you can see his potential. It's kind of limited. This could be one of those players who's just bloomed very early. He looks like he should be an incredible player. He's currently one of our foreign players as well, which is kind of a concern. I'm not going to loan him out because I need to keep him in Europe to hopefully kind of naturally, over time, become non-foreign. Fuchs has got his first cap for France. That is sick. Can I say that Jean-Do Fuchs, like, he starts at Sochaux in this save. He's a good player in real life. But to see him actually make an appearance to the national team in France is absolutely insane. So you've got Chevalier, Lafont and Rainy Adelaide. I mean, you'd have to say Rainy Adelaide and Fuchs, two players who, in almost every save in Football Manager, you wouldn't expect to see kind of break into the French national team. But they're kind of current ability-wise, they're not great, but they've just been performing really well in our system and they've earned their call-ups, which is nice. You know, I appreciate the fact that the AI in Football Manager actually picks players off form for the national teams. It kind of makes it a little bit more interesting with the national players that kind of get called up. So if Arsene Wenger is France manager, I didn't even realise that was the case. Thank you, Wenger. Wenger in. Thank you very much. 72 years old, managing France. He must be loving it. A few more games picked for TV. Did we ever get the scout report on the guy from Hoffenheim? Nope, it's still in the waiting list. How long have we been waiting for that? It's been weeks. This is the issue with scouting lots of young players. It takes a while to get to the players you actually really want. Hey Jimbo51, how's it going, dude? I just say massive thank you to everyone who's watched. We've got 105 people here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully you've had a good... Oh, go. Felix, why? I mean, this does mean that Zagadou now has an opportunity, I guess. Which in itself is nice. Of course, Zagadou brought in January. Quite a big fee paid for him, but 22 years old. I wanted to bring in a French player. £10.5 million. To be fair, 2 assists for a centre-back in 5 games since he joined us. It really isn't that bad. But yeah, it's one of those things where I want to keep French players coming into the team. I mean, you can see our first team here. There are a lot of French players here, but naturally we have to pay a bit more for them, which is a problem. Because, as I've already explained, we don't have a lot of money to begin with. And so naturally when you're spending over the odds to bring in French players and then like needing to save money elsewhere, it's a bit of a problem. Could we get more scouts? That is a valid kind of point. We could get a lot more scouts. I'm complaining about the lack of scouts. We've got a lot of spots for scouts free. All right, let's go find some scouts. Maybe I think I might have been looking for scouts at some point, judged by this. I mean, I'll admit, it doesn't reflect that well on me, the fact I'm bitching about the lack of scouts when we have the budget to bring in scouts. I mean, the board must just be a bit annoyed with us. How many spots do we have open for scouts? I swear it says somewhere. I can't remember where it says. Is there somewhere where it says how many... Oh, it's... Yeah, I remember where it is now. It literally says here. Right. Look, 5-year contracts. There you go. You're loving it. I want to get, you know, people who have knowledge of lots of different areas. Like this guy, who's the chief scout for Basel. He knows what's up, and he doesn't actually have that bigger a salary at the moment. He's unsure about joining us. Look, mate, I'm going to double your wage. Come to the club. Just accept immediately. Thank you. Dresden scout here. He has some knowledge of Germany. Right, you can come to the... You come here. There we go. We're just going to get all the scouts. Hey, Hildebrand. Thank you very much. Zehit. We already have a German scout. Nelson Oliveira. Portuguese knowledge. I mean, we found lots of good players in Portugal, so I'm kind of happy to have a Portuguese knowledge base in this guy. Right. We're going to have to pay a bit of compensation for these guys, but we need more scouts. We need to scale up our scouting setup. If you get big money for Rainy Adelaide, you should probably sell him and give all Rain more first team opportunities. See, it's not a bad point. I think the thing is with Rainy Adelaide is he's just been in such good form this year, and because he's French, it's kind of nice to have him. So I talked about Chevalier and Ducasse kind of being irreplaceable players. I definitely look at Rainy Adelaide as a player who isn't irreplaceable. I mean, we have lots of talented left wingers. We have Trincao, we have Mbula, we have Rainy Adelaide. Chilwell has got his... So Ben Chilwell's playing for England as well. I mean, as I said, I'm delighted that the national team managers in Football Manager pick based off form. But there's some weird players that get international call-ups. Who are the most valuable players in our team? So Chevalier, Almada, Ducasse. I don't feel like we could sell any of those, if I'm honest. I feel like they're all kind of... They're like the three pillars of the team going forward down the centre of the side. They are like the spine. Someone like Kubik... Would I sell Kubik? If the right offer came in, I think I'd let Kubik go because of the fact we've got Millet. I mean, you compare the two. Kubik's a little bit more complete, but Millet does have the physical advantage in terms of pace, which is something that I do like in my strikers. I mean, really, I wouldn't want to sell either unless a crazy offer came in. Rainy Adelaide, as I said, I might be willing to sell him. The thing is, we've got Trincao and Mbula as well. So it's like you compare him to Trincao. Like, they're slightly different players. Trincao is a little bit better going forward. Rainy Adelaide is a little bit more complete. Trincao is younger. And then we've obviously also got Mbula as well, who kind of fits the same role. So one of those three I could probably sell. In terms of which I'd sell, I actually think it would come down to which one I get the bigger offer for. As to which one I'd be willing to let go. They're all kind of fairly young, you know, low 20s. What's my assistant like? My assistant really isn't too bad. He's actually kind of... Yeah, he's... Who is? I'm trying to remember who my assistant is. I know that I got a new assistant recently. I can't remember who it is. I know that's not the correct thing to say. We've got Hendrik Pedersen. So the reason I've got this guy is because he's got good judging, player ability and potential and man management. Which is kind of nice. He's not too bad of a coach either. He's not great. But he does the business as an assistant manager, you know? And that's what we really look for here at Sochaux. Managers and coaches who do the businesses. Businesses is a word. It doesn't sound like it should be a word. This is my my coaching setup at the moment. I probably could expand the coaching setup. I bet I've been given more money. Actually, can we increase the number of coaches? I guess I can't ask for it because we're not full. But yeah, our coaching setup really isn't that big at the moment. Hey, Wobblers. How you doing? So we've got the international break to lovelily, I'm just making words up now, lovelily continue through. So it's the favourite bit. Public service announcement, auto saves, saves. Get your save games saved automatically. Just do it. Don't risk your save and make sure you have it on rolling saves and not just one save file. Because if that one save file goes bang, you're in trouble. The fact that Marseille got Martial does annoy me. Are Marseille really struggling this year? I think they are. I wonder if we could get Martial from Marseille. Whereas Marseille are in 9th. And they've just got Martial. But how can they afford his wages? He must be unhappy about the fact they're not going to be in Europe. Where were they predicted to finish last year? Or this year, rather. They were predicted to finish 4th, and they're down in 9th. They've also got Christiansen as well, who's a really good centre-back. Did Marseille get bought by, like, billionaires, or are they just kind of... They just have lots of money, don't they? I understand. They just have lots of money. The fact they got Martial is upsetting me. Oh, Windows up. No, Windows. Remind me later about those updates. Not right now. This is not the time to use that. So got the French Cup quarter-final coming up now. It'd be nice to go on a little run in the Cup. Oh, Club Brugge just managed to keep hold of one of their coaches. That's annoying. We should probably offer all our coaching staff here new contracts. I'm not even going to read the terms. I'm just going to assume that they're good coaches and that we're just going to finalise them all. Because I don't know. I wish there was a way to get your assistant to handle the like. Basically, get your assistant to just do all these. Like you could shift click and then right click and tell assistant like sort out these contracts. That'd be nice. You know, if anyone from Sports Interact is watching, that'd be nice. I don't know if this is just my monitor. This is really hard to read the Lazio colours, the white on light blue. Now I have my my kind of screen turned up weird colour brightness, so maybe that's my own brightness, but I could not read that very well. Who are the players to go after? Contract expiring in 6 months. Max age 28. Christian Barrios. I mean, he looks in. I mean, if you saw that polygon, you would not think that he was 23 years old, would you? Zuma's injured again. See, I was almost signing Kurt Zuma at one point, but he keeps getting just injury after injury after injury. Part of me wants to take the punt on him, but he wants £100,000 a week. I don't have that kind of money. See, with the director of football, I don't want to set the... I don't want to... Sorry, so to be clear, I don't want to set my director of football to offer the contracts, like, automatically himself. I want, when a news item comes through telling me that my coaches have got contracts expiring, to be able to target those coaches specifically and get their contracts sorted. Jack, do you follow any esports? I do. I watch a lot of Counter-Strike. Not as much as I used to, but I used to be very big into CSGO. Kind of 2015, 2016. I actually, this will have some people understand, some people won't. But basically, there was a team called iBuyPower who threw a Counter-Strike competitive match that was being bet on, and in return they obviously got some skins. Now, there's a major tournament in Counter-Strike that happens. It used to happen 3 times a year. It now only happens twice a year, called the Major. And in the very first major that had stickers, there was an iBuyPower sticker. iBuyPower also being a PC brand as well as this team's name. They were sponsored by the PC company. But there was iBuyPower stickers. I got one of them when they just came out normally, and I just put it on a gun, 4 or 5 years ago. Thought nothing of it. Anyway, this team threw the game. iBuyPower pulled out of Counter-Strike completely. That sticker is now worth about £300. And for me, it is stuck on a field-tested red line AK that has about a value of £10. Like, this sticker could be worth hundreds of pounds, and instead, I accidentally... I screwed up. I accidentally put it... Well, I didn't accidentally. I didn't know it was going to go up in value at the time, but I put it on a weapon that has no value, and you can't get a sticker back once it's stuck down. I hate everything. My favourite CSGO team, see, I've always been a Fnatic fan. Like, even back during when they were like the second best Swedish team behind NIP, and NIP went on their 52 map unbeaten run on LAN, or whatever it was. But I do watch other stuff, so I've been watching a lot of Overwatch League. I really enjoy Overwatch. I play a little bit of Overwatch competitive. I feel like it's one of those games where you benefit so much more from playing with a team consistently. For people who are curious, my SR's about 3,400 at the end of last season. Although last season, I only played my placement games. And I think I won 3 out of 10. And still got a 3,400 SR. But I don't know. I enjoy watching Overwatch. But playing competitive. I prefer playing with a team. So your favourite team in Overwatch League. So here's the issue I've got is naturally you'd think the London team, Jack, that must be the team you like. And I would say I do root for London Spitfire because they have London in their name, even if it's a bunch of Koreans. I think when geolocation has a bigger emphasis on the league and teams are playing in their hometown, it'll have a bigger difference. But in terms of other teams, Philadelphia Fusion have Boombox, who's a Zenyatta player who's from Boston, which is my hometown here in England. Boston in England. And so it's kind of weird to have someone come from a town of, a few thousand people. So naturally I have a bit of a affinity to the Fusion. And also, I've kind of been developing a bit of a soft spot for the Dallas Fuel. Now, the Dallas Fuel obviously just getting wrecked constantly, but they were good in Apex. They were the first Western team to go to Korea and win a team tournament on LAN against Korean teams. I think it was Apex Season 2. But yeah, they're a bit shit at the moment. If you watch Overwatch, you'll know why they're crap. But I'm sticking by them. I believe that they're going to turn it around. Isn't Overwatch confusing for you to watch? Overwatch really isn't that confusing to watch if you've played the game for like 10 hours. Like, the spectating's got significantly better than it was at launch in terms of the client. I feel like it's a really common misconception. Like, if you play the game, it's easy to watch in the same way that if you play League of Legends or Dota, it's easy to understand what's happening in a MOBA. But if you've never played them, you just wouldn't have a clue what you're watching. I don't feel like that's a problem exclusive to Overwatch. I don't think it holds back other games. But no, I think Overwatch has become very watchable now. Hey Zoe, how's it going? Boston is a bit of a shithole. The old Sochaux tactic that we're using is actually holding out. Like, we've not changed it since the January update, but it seems to be working wonders still. Playing in the French Cup today, this is the quarter-final, so I am actually taking this seriously as Rainy Adelaide scores. There was a bit of an infraction on the keeper, I thought, but the flag hasn't been raised. We'll take it. This formation is... we need to come up with a name for this formation. It's basic. Okay, so the way to think about this formation is... It's just a it is literally just an asymmetric 4-2-3-1. That is all it is an asymmetric 4-2-3-1 with a few players shifted around to help better balance the team. And it came out of the necessity to have a formation that used two strikers, and also made use of the fact that we had Jean Fuchs, who was a very good right wing back, who could actually offer something going forward. I've watched a little bit of Rocket League, but it's not a massive... I don't know. Like, I enjoy watching Rocket League, but it's not really a scene that I follow that much. I used to watch a lot of Call of Duty competitive like years ago. Like, we're going back to Black Ops 1. And occasionally where there is like one of the bigger tournaments, I will watch it. I know Call of Duty esports lull. I think there's something still semi-enjoyable about it. It's kind of nice because I know a lot of the players and stuff. It's kind of nice just continuing to follow that. It's kind of weird with me. Like, the esports I watch the most are definitely CSGO and Overwatch. Yo! Thank you very much, Matthews FC Blanchard, for subbing. 10 months in a row. I do appreciate it, dude. Even if you forgot that you're subscribed, I hope you've been enjoying the YouTube content and stuff for FM18 when we have been doing it. And, well, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your continued support. Two 2-0 up, 2 goals in quick succession. Almada and Rainy Adelaide with them. The Willy Wonka 4-2-3-1. I mean, I can't say I'm a massive fan. I appreciate the effort though with the nickname, Sod. Any other names for the formation, please just let me know. Crunching tackle there on Almada. I thought he was going to break through and score. Organised chaos. I mean, it's kind of... It's not really organised, though. It is just chaos. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. 4-2-3 what? I mean, it's pretty No, now look, we're now going to bottle this. You know, cup quarter-final. Yo! Bitter Lamb has just subscribed. Thank you very much. Can we get some sub hype in the chat? Thank you very much for subbing with Twitch Prime, dude. I do appreciate it. Of course, if you are an Amazon Prime customer, you do get free Twitch Prime every month. Check if you got it. If you got it and you want some Mark Viduka emotes to spam in all the chats, you've come to the right place. Could we make it 3-0 before half-time? That's the dream. It's not going to happen, is it? Right. The font. This is your moment. He concedes immediately. Whenever a regen scores against me, I'm really curious to see how good they are. He isn't even good. What are we doing? I've just realised I've been watching your content from the last World Cup, which is making me feel very old. I must admit, it's really weird to think about how long I've been doing this stuff on YouTube. So I started with FM13. Was it FM13? It was. So like the start of 2013. I've been doing YouTube and Football Manager stuff kind of fairly consistently for 5 years. Like, it's been a long time. I mean, a lot's changed in that time. So when I started doing YouTube, I was a student. I had way more free time. I was able to do lots of stuff. And I started YouTube as just something to do with my free time. I wanted to work in the games industry for a video game studio. And I felt like, hey, you know, if I do some gaming videos consistently, I can, you know, work on my video editing skills and hopefully kind of improving that. And so that's kind of why I started YouTube. And now I look back 5 years on, and then in the last 5 years, I've graduated. I've gone to work on Football Manager in QA after working on a full Football Manager cycle. Obviously, I got a job that was kind of always the main goal with my YouTube channel, which was to work for a video game studio. I worked for the Creative Assembly on the Total War series in cinematics. I do like video games, trailers and stuff, which obviously naturally kind of feeds back to my degree that I did, but also the fact that I was doing YouTube videos and stuff and, you know, learning some basics of editing in my free time. And I don't know, it's really cool to see the fact that there are people who have been around all these years, and I know that I'm not always super consistent with the content. I know that, you know, for some people they'd love to see videos every day. Obviously, as I said, circumstances change, and like ultimately, you know, right now I don't have the free time that I used to have when I started doing YouTube. And you know, in some ways I wish that I could just take a year off from work, focus 100% on YouTube and see if I can make it work. It's kind of interesting. Obviously, there's people now who do make YouTube content in Football Manager as their full-time job. And I am very proud of the people who have achieved that. You know, a lot of them I consider friends. They're people who started a little time after me. I'd like to think I was able to contribute somewhat to building a foundation for them to grow off, although it's entirely their own hard work that's got them to where they are. And I kind of feel like for me with YouTube, I've achieved what I set out to do. I'd love to do YouTube full-time, but really it isn't feasibly an option whilst I work full-time. And, you know, sometimes you can be the right person at the wrong time. I feel like if I'd started YouTube, if I was a student, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, as opposed to 5 years ago, circumstances would be different, and maybe I could focus enough on the YouTube channel to make it a full-time thing. But, you know, sometimes you just miss that window of opportunity. It's been something I've been thinking about quite a lot, actually, is the fact that sometimes, you know, a window opens and you know, it just opens at the wrong time for you, and that's kind of what's happened, I guess, with the scale that YouTube and Football Manager on YouTube has scaled up to as of late. You know, you look over the last year, it's only really been the last year that people have been realistically able to do this all full time, and so it's kind of interesting for me. I don't have the time to treat this as a full-time job, nor would I want to. I think it would detract somewhat from my enjoyment from it, particularly across and trying to split time between this and my actual job. But yeah, for you guys who have been watching for a very long period of time, I'm very grateful. As I said, I apologise for the fact that I'm not always as consistent with the content as I'd like to be, but it's one of those things, you know, I have to prioritise other stuff. I have a life to live, and I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago when I started, where I think for about 12 months straight I did a video every single day. Like, it's not feasible. Anyway, that's a weird little rant, but that's what's been on my mind lately. Like, I've had loads of people ask me, like, oh, why aren't you doing YouTube videos anymore? And it's just, you know, it's one of those things where I just don't have the time for it, unfortunately. And that's not to say that money is a motivator, but I feel like if you approach YouTube as a full-time job, that puts you in a very different mindset to me, who is someone who comes home at the end of a day from work. I don't rely on any income from YouTube to live. You know, I do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because it's fun. And yeah, I appreciate you guys who are still watching after all this time. Oh, did their goalkeeper get injured? I didn't even notice. I was too busy ranting. My goalkeeper got injured last stream that we did, and I didn't have a goalkeeper on the bench. It wasn't great. 4-1 though. We're going to get a win here, which is nice. Did they put their full... But what happened? Did their goalkeeper get injured? I feel like I should have been paying more attention to the game instead of rambling away. How's the snow in Lincoln, Jack? I've not lived in Lincoln for about 6 years, so I can't actually tell you how the snow in Lincoln is. I didn't mean to do that, team talk. That's awkward. That's kind of awkward. Right, so did their keeper got injured? And they brought on this guy. Oh, okay, they did actually have a goalkeeper on the bench. I mean, they are braver than I am. Mainly Adelaide on form. Wenger spotted, just eyeing up half our team. I mean, we're into the semi-final. Is Sunday West back as well? Trincao wants to discuss personal terms. Almada. Oh, Trincao. Don't do this to me. You're a leader in the dressing room and I value that, but unfortunately I can't find a place in the team right now. I'm glad you view me as important. I just lied. Why would I want why would I want a leader who doesn't play on the pitch? We'll just lie to him. Okay, the snow in England is not bad. Like, I've seen people complaining about snow in England and whatnot. Like, the snow it's not a problem. It's bad snow in England is like 2 centimetres falls and suddenly half the country's in lockdown. Like, in England we just don't deal with snow well. It's just a matter of fact. Do you ever put a goalkeeper on the bench? I do not. I like to live life on the edge. What do you do as work, Jake? I work as a cinematic artist. Got Marseille in the semi-finals. Did I see that PSG and I think I saw that PSG and Monaco, the other 2 teams left in this. Oh, actually, they've still got to play. Bastia are doing really well. It's kind of impressive. They've actually got some good players as well, Bastia. I mean, fair play to them. The derby match got postponed and there was no snow near the stadium. Yeah, it's not great. I must admit, I live in the south of England and it feels like more often than not we just don't get hit by the snow. Like, I'll check Twitter and there's loads of people talking about the snow in their back garden and I thought they built a snowman. And I just look outside and it's pissing it down with rain and there's puddles everywhere. I can't imagine it being 40 degrees centigrade in autumn like it is in Sydney at the moment. That seems mad. I'm trying to think what the hottest temperatures I've experienced is. It's probably when I went on a holiday to Turkey a decade ago. And there's just like it was a heat wave at the time. It was not nice. A Goudet capable of running into the channels. Look at him! He looks like the kind of man who could run into channels. I mean, what does that even mean? So it's taken us 52 minutes, but we're finally into the 3rd game of the stream. Obviously, international breaks always add on some time when you're continuing through and sorting stuff out. Has the scout report come in for the German guy yet? We should check that. You know, we've got the new scouts in. I must admit, I feel like I've been mindlessly hitting continue. Does anyone ever get that? You know, you're playing Football Manager in between games. You're not really reading what's coming through. Like you should be, but you're just there mindlessly spamming continue. Right, Sunday West coming back from injury. I'm not going to play him in this game, but I'd like to give him more first-team football, so we might well bring him in for the next game. Did Demir get scouted? Oh, God. That's not what I want to see. That's... How much did we spend on him? Okay, we only spent 5 million. What's the... If he has injury proneness and lack of consistency, I am going to facepalm. Oh, God. I mean, at least he's not injury prone. I mean, he could still come good. He could still come good, but his adaptability... I mean, Germany to France isn't that adaptable. I feel like that's not that far to travel. It's only £4 million. We'll probably never... The thing is, it doesn't look great, and that's because it's not great, but the chances are we're never going to make a loss off him. That's like the reality of it is. Like, we're always going to be able to find a club who'd be willing to take him in. Anyway, we've got Nice in this game. This is actually a really big game for us. Just looking at the league table, Nice are one place behind us. A win here pretty much guarantees that we're going to finish above them with the games left in the season. But we need to keep the pressure on Monaco. This is the last of the really tricky games we've got to end the season. Monaco have already played, so they've put the pressure on us. A win here would take us back ahead of them into second place. We had a few good kind of youth prospects come through in the last youth intake we had, which was actually on stream. There were 2 players who have 5-star potential, at least at the moment, although you can't really read into that too much. But one of them got injured, which was not great. Right. At home against Nice. We beat Lyon away from home. Lafont's taken the ball out for corners. I mean, it's not a great start for us, I'll be completely honest. Can we stop this ball coming into the box? Just deal with it. No nonsense. Diarra. Beautiful. Of course, we are without Felix at centre-back, who is definitely one of our more important players. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on here. You know, lacking a little bit of the defensive strength we have, although... You know, Zagadou, I feel like this guy can do the business. You know, alongside Diarra, just look at them. I feel like we've got, you know, a little and large combo there. Zagadou, a little bit better with the ball at his feet and a little bit taller. Diarra's the more athletic centre-back. We'll see how we get on. Half an hour gone. Nothing really happening. It's not been a classic, if we're being completely honest. I mean, surely we're going to have a highlight before half-time. There we go. Right, set piece for us. Chevalier, Rainy Adelaide tries to win it. Back out to the man, the myth, the legend, the knight. Tarun Blonde hit that. He has a sledgehammer of a foot. Where's he going? He's lost. Give it to Chevalier. Almada. Almada can unleash pile drivers. Chevalier. Back to out. Look at this. They're having their own little game. Blonde getting in on the action. The free centre mids. Thinking of Almada. Just ping it from range, son. Goes to Rainy Adelaide. Options in the middle. Zagadou's there. The lanky man himself. And it's saved away. Nil-nil at the break. I'm not happy, boys. I'm not happy. Show me something more. Show me what you're made of. Their keeper made a really good save there. It's not often in Football Manager that you see good saves. At least that's how it's perceived to me. Chevalier. Similar position to that one. Diarra. I mean, that's why he's there. That's why he's there. Near post header. Chevalier. Flashbacks to FM14 with the near post header. And, well, Diarra, not the lanky of the 2 centre-backs, but he's left unmarked. Clearly, they didn't think he was a threat in the air, but that header was directed perfectly into the top corner. And we're on the attack again. I mean, we're looking good in this game against Nice, who are 4th. Let's not forget that. They are a good team here. If we can win this, you know, with 5 league games left of the season, you'd have to say we are the favourites to get that second place spot ahead of Monaco because... we've got easier games. Millet whips it in. Rainy Adelaide's there. Was that a foul? It was. A push in the back. Who is going to be the man to take it? It's going to be Ducasse, surely. It is. Of course it is. Can Quentin Ducasse score? He steps up. Top right corner. There you go. Called it as well. Keeper went the right way. I mean, everyone in the stadium knew where he was going to put it, but that doesn't mean you can stop it. Ricky Martin at PSG has been awful. In fact, I think I was looking and he might have been loan listed. Like, they've just not played him at all. It feels like they've completely wasted him. Obviously, we sold him for quite big money, and I was a bit on the fence about if I actually thought he was going to be that good. Because he'd been important for us in our first season in League 1, but he didn't look like he was going to improve all that much. Ducasse, could you score again? Can he score again? He's through on goal. You would have put your house on him to score, but he's ballsed it up. We'll have a look at Ricky Martin after this game. Remind me to have a look at him. I think he's still playing for PSG. Hacked off the line by their player. Could maybe make some tactical changes here. Almada's a little bit tired. I might bring in Kliedson for him. Alexander-Arnold's not been that great at right back, so I'll bring in Fuchs. Just get some fresh legs on for the last 20 minutes. See, they're playing a 4-4-2 against us again, and I feel like our system matches really well against a 4-4-2. I mean, is that a red card? It's throwing a second yellow. I mean, it's all gone wrong for them. They're down a man now. It was their striker who got sent off as well. I mean, if they now score when they're down a man, like, it's the most Football Manager thing ever. Please defend the set piece. Oh my god, what a stop. I mean, I think it hit the woodwork, but the rebound was saved. I'm feeling pretty good about this result. I think it's in the bag. We've got one last sub. Let's make it. Let's bring in Agude. Give the youngster just the last 5 minutes of this game to flex his legs. See what he can do. He's a player who I'd like to play a little bit more. If it wasn't for the fact that we are still competing with Monaco, I'd probably be playing a significantly more rotated team. But I do quite want second place. Although second and third, there isn't a massive difference between them. I'd like to get second because last season we finished third. The season before that we finished fourth. It'd be nice to continue to get, consistent improvement. Leverkusen boss having a look at Chevalier. Piss off. Go away. Right, let's have a look at Ricky Martin. I don't think he's actually been playing at all. I think it's actually quite sad. Is he in their reserves? I think I'm probably I'm just going to search Ricardo. Yeah, he is in their reserves. Look at that. I mean, it's looking like the fact we sold him for 40 million is a bit of genius business. They paid him 17 times in the first team in his first year and he just didn't perform. The next year they brought him on at the end of a game where he didn't even get a rating because he played that little. This year he's been doing really well in the reserve league, but it's the reserve league, so yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. Hey Shot Us Scout, how you doing? What happened to Axel Aktas? Was that how you spelled his name? It was. He's on to Cadiz. Oh, he's on loan. Look at him. He's gone so rubbish. I mean, £4.1 million for him is looking like a genius bit of business, isn't it? You would not pay £4 million for that. I mean, I'm a little bit sad at the same time, but there's something in Football Manager out when you sell a player and they don't turn out that great that kind of makes you feel like, yes, I made the right call there. It was a good decision. As sad as it is that they didn't really perform or reach the potential you thought they might. PSG have won the league. I mean, congratulations to them. I mean, it's been wrapped up for a while. Boldan's been showing remarkable improvements. See, Boldan, I think we're training him to play left back. And he's going to be a good left back. I still can't compare him to Ben Chilwell, though, which is really annoying. But this guy, I think, is going to be a really, really good kind of little wing back. Maybe not the greatest defensively, but he's looking good. He's looking like £2.6 million well spent. This is season 5. What happened to Panna? Where are you, Panna? He's playing in Belgium. 6.9 rating. See, we sold him for £1.4 million and he just hasn't really performed again. He was so good for us for a number of years. I mean, for the fee we paid, he was incredible. Like Trincao. Can't believe we've been live for an hour already. I appreciate you guys watching. We're almost at 150 viewers. Hopefully you've been enjoying the stream so far. It's been going pretty well, you know, all things considering. 3 wins in a row, considering where we ended the last stream, which was 2 back-to-back defeats, including crashing out the Champions League. I feel like we've recovered the ship. You know, we've got back on the wheel of the ship and steered it back on course towards a top 2 finish. Let's have a look. I know the goalkeeper you're talking about who went to Arsenal. I can't remember his name. Oh, we can see Prevost here because we got a sell-on clause. He's just not really performed. You can see we only sold him for £500 million. Just hasn't quite kind of kicked it off. And then the other player we're talking about is it Leroy? Was that his name? I think it's this guy. It's not. Wrong Leroy. I tell you what, let's just go to transfer history. That's going to be easier, isn't it? Looking at the outs. I can't remember. I feel like maybe this is just me. In Football Manager, everything becomes a bit of a blur. So, that, yeah, Leroy here we loaned to Liverpool. He looks insane as a goalkeeper, let's be completely honest. He's been on loan at Toulouse for the last 2 years. Playing for the French under-21s. How much did we sell him for? I don't think it was that much. 3.8 million, but then we did get a sell-on clause in his contract, which we sold on. Speaking of which, we should maybe look at clauses that we have to see if any are worth selling away. Dougie Pote. How's Dougie Pote doing at Norwich? I quite like the idea of a Brazilian playing for Norwich. I mean, 5 goals, 4 assists. It's not terrible. It's not great. He's found his level, I feel like, in the Championship, bless him. But he's doing the business for them. Can we have a look at the Ballon d'Or? Sure, let's have a look at the World Cup and stuff. Who won the World Cup? Spain won it. I can't view it, but Spain won the World Cup. What about the Euros? European Football Championship. France won it. I'm going to claim some responsibility for that somehow. And then World Player... I think it's called World Player of the Year, isn't it? Yeah, it's not called the Ballon d'Or. Actually, Hazard won it playing for Bayern Munich. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Neymar won it at PSG as well in the first season. And then Ronaldo won it the next 2 years. Bernardo Silva, a little bit of an odd name, I guess, to be up there, but fair play to him. He was there again, actually, recently, so maybe Bernardo Silva's just a god. Norwich are stuck down in the Championship. I do need to start to think about players that I might want to do stuff with in terms of selling on. Like, who is the dead wood in this team? Obviously, excluding the youngsters. Alex Pinto. See, I kind of like this guy just as a backup right back. Like a backup of all backups. He's not on a massive amount of money. He's really not that bad. So as much as he hasn't played that much, he's kind of like a player I'd like to keep hold of. Naturally, our team seems a little more bloated than it is. It's worth noting that you'll see a lot of young players in my team who are marked to play in the reserve team. So don't perhaps read too much into the fact that they're in the side. You know, there's a few of them there. Hey, Huplove 2, how are you doing? I was trying to read your name there. For some reason, my monitors are like overly bright. Mbappe rumours. I mean, how much do you reckon they'd have to pay for Mbappe United? I just see that Lyon have sacked their manager. Is that a thing I saw? They're only down in 6th. That's crazy to me that they've sacked him. I'm not too bad, thank you, Hublove. I'm not too bad. You join us at a good time. You know, we're cruising along in the league. Been live for about the last hour. We're doing pretty well. It's all kind of just coming together at the moment here at Sochaux. Yeah, it would be good for us actually if United went and got Mbappe. And actually they're playing each other now. I kind of hope United beat PSG in the Champions League. Oh my God, they've slapped them 4-1. I mean, that makes me feel better about the fact we lost to Manchester United on penalties the fact that they've just slapped PSG. He's already made available. So like here, you've got my coach telling me that Orvray might be better than the reserve team. I've already got him made available to play the reserve team games. I just want him training with the first team. In the Champions League, we got knocked out in the first knockout round to Manchester United on penalties. So that was disappointing, but at the same time, I feel like, considering our budgets and stuff, to lose to United who have just slapped PSG, I feel pretty good. Apparently, Mile's showing remarkable improvements in training. I mean, look at that. Little French maestro. Why is this determination dropped? What's that all about? Explain yourself. What's your tactic when scouting new players? I tend to look at players whose contracts have a year left on them, because very often teams will sell them for a lot less than their value, or certainly their asking price, which I think is something that people should take more advantage of. Is Julian Brandt's contract still expiring? See, he'd be such a big signing for us. He doesn't want to join us though. Feels bad. Felipe Anderson. Oh, he's already joining. He's already going to China. Brazilians in their late 20s going to China. Name a more iconic duo. So we've got Bakayoko joining us. What injury is that? Okay, pull knee ligament. Sort that out. Lewis Schwab. Never heard of you. You look okay. James Maddison from Norwich. I mean, he should be a lot better than he is in Football Manager this year. If anyone's been watching him play, he's been incredible. That's James Maddison. I'd be amazed if he isn't in the Premier League by next year. I know Norwich fans won't want to hear that. Been to a few Norwich games this year and he's looked a class above. And I've seen that like a lot of people. I think Norwich played Wolves a few weeks ago and I saw a few Wolves fans who I follow on Twitter talking about how good he was. Lafont's going to be injured for this game, but that does give Sunday West a chance to play. But yeah, so people often look obviously for transfer listed players. If a player has 1 year left on their contract, 12 months, like in the summer, teams will sell the player roughly for around their value more often than not. How much do I think James Maddison's worth? I feel like if you've got players like Alex Pritchard going for £12 million, I think it was rumoured to Huddersfield. It might have been a little bit less. I think I heard 8 to 12 million for Pritchard, who obviously left Norwich and went to Huddersfield. I think Maddison's probably worth 18 to 20 million, as mad as that sounds. We'll see though. It depends on who's interested. Obviously, there's been rumours that Liverpool are interested. I think Spurs have been linked with him. I think Mbula's the man to try and sell. Unfortunately, I don't know if anyone's actually be interested with him at this point in the season. The teams seem, at least from my experience with the AI, to wait until this summer to start doing their transfer business. I mean, do we have any Norwich fans or Championship fans in the chat who have watched Maddison play? Like I've seen, as I said, I've seen a few Norwich games this year. He's always looked like the best player on the pitch. Just wondering if that's just that I've seen games where he's performed well. I mean, I know he got a hat trick against Hull, I think, although I think most of them were penalties. He seems like he's just been, he's the reason that Norwich have been as competitive as they've been this year. Lucas Crispin. I feel like I had this guy in a save, like maybe one that I played in my own time years ago. He's a really good player, or at least he was. He doesn't look that great here. I'm kind of curious by Maddison still. I want to get another scout report on him and see what scouts are saying. He enjoys big matches and is consistent. Seems like the downside is he'd have to learn the language. How much does he want wage-wise? He's not even interested. Why am I getting my hopes up? Rainy Adelaide would like to discuss a new contract. Diarra, tell him that we can't afford it. All right, well, I'll tell him that we can't afford it. Can't afford... He wants new terms. How much more money do you want on your contract? Oh, that's too much, Rainy Adelaide. I won't be intimidated here. Oh, okay, he backed down. I was expecting him to kick off, but clearly I've got the respect of the changing room. I feel like 9 times out of, I mean, maybe it's 3, 9 times out of 10, that situation there where you tell a player they're not getting a new contract just results in them like kicking off. So I'm kind of happy with that outcome. He wanted 68k a week, which is like more than I'm offering Bakayoko, who I've broken the bank to bring in, and we're already over our wage budget. I think he's good, but as I said earlier, I feel like Almada, Ducasse, Chevalier, they're the 3 irreplaceable players in this team for me right now. All the other players I think have a price, including Rainy Adelaide. And given how he's performed, he's the kind of player I can imagine PSG will just sploosh crazy money on, because PSG's transfer AI seems to do that. So Sunday West is fit to play, which is good because Lafont is carrying an injury. I'd also like to play Sunday West more. He was actually playing quite a lot this season. 12 league games, 4 games in Europe. He picked up an injury, but we'll bring him back into the team now and see what he can do. Taking on Dijon. I'm going to rotate the team a little here. I'm actually going to play Danny Agude to start. Instead of Millet, though. I'm also tempted to bring Orvray into the side. I'm playing maybe out on the left. See what he can do. Young French player, 18 years old, loads of potential. We need to give this guy first team football. Let's see what he can do. This is a good chance for him to kind of show us what he's made of. Dijon are down in 15th. Still a very strong team that we're fielding, but let's give the youngster a chance. We'll also bring in Fuchs just for Alexander Arnold, just to rotate things up. How the hell do you manage dynamics so well? If I'd have to freeze these, my dynamics go down the toilet. I'll be honest, like, I feel I've not played as much Football Manager this year as before. I think I've had like 3 saves that I've done for a reasonable period of time. The dynamics, I've not really changed how I approach things from last year. I feel like dynamics is just a way of showing the information that's already been under the hood for a while. I think it's still a nice little addition. I think it adds to kind of the world building element of Football Manager, the idea that players do form cliques and partnerships and stuff. But I think a lot of it just comes down to just, I guess just being patient with your squad, not trying to change everything too quickly. I've not seen how Moussa Dembele's doing in this save, actually. I've not seen his name really popping up anywhere. Not a great start. Dijon boxing us in early on. Can we get off to a flyer, though? 5 minutes gone. Throwing in their half. Be nice for Orvray to get a first senior goal. That'd be the dream for this game. I mean, he's on the ball there to Benny Chilwell. England international Benny Chilwell, may I add. The header for Agude. I mean, take about my son. Is he 18 or... How old is Agude? He's 17. He's only just turned 17. It's his 5th league goal of the season. Nice little header. It hit the woodwork and then hit the keeper on the back and went in, I think. But he's been awarded with it, so we're not going to complain. Benny Chilwell, England international, number 37, the traditional left-back number. And well, the header finds itself into the back of the net. Lovely little goal there. That's what we wanted early on, just to steady the nerves a little. Obviously, there is 5 games left of the season after this game. We are currently 1 point ahead of Monaco going into this game week. We have easier games than them, and we should be winning every game till the end of the season. Football doesn't really work like that, though. But our fate is in our own hands, and at least in this game we are grabbing it by the scruff of the neck and, well, trying to really determine our destiny here as Chilwell goes forward to Orvray. Lovely little run. Ball into the box. He scored again. Agude and Orvray linking up the 2 youngsters who we brought into the team to show us what they're made of. And it turns out they're made of goals. I mean, that was almost a wonderful bit of commentary until I bottled the last line and said gold instead of goals. Now I'm sad. Either way, it's a lovely goal, isn't it? Danny Agude. Can we get another? 3-0 before half-time. Chevalier! Oh, he hits the woodwork from the edge of the box. What an ambitious effort that was. He loves his pile drivers from range to Chevalier. That was almost an incredible one. And now they're on the counter. Let's not concede I mean, it's not great. He slaps his thigh with disgust. It's not great. From one end of the pitch to the other, they counter-attack away. Chevalier almost making it 3-0, and we've just been caught out completely at the back. We were too busy admiring the strike. Sunday West maybe could do a little bit better in goal there, but it's not ideal. Saying Kubik and making a Agude third choice striker might be good. That is certainly kind of one of my considerations for what to do. I feel like Kubik offers us something that we lack, I guess, in terms of aerial ability. That's kind of one of the reasons why I think it's worth keeping Kubik. I feel like Ducasse is okay at heading, but his jumping reach isn't that great. Ducasse is awful in the air. Agude's not great in the air either, although he did score that header, I guess. Rooney Blonde to Fuchs. Can you get the ball into the mix here? He can. Back post. Orvray! I think that's his first senior goal. He's got a goal and an assist. Welcome to the club. A goal on his debut. The fans are loving him in that corner. Maybe we have to play him more. Maybe we have to play him more. I mean, he doesn't look that great, but he's only 18. He's got room to improve, and with finishing like that... I mean, it was an easy finish, but let's not take that away from him. Lovely goal. How much is Jean-Do Fuchs? I'm not sure. He starts at Sochaux in Football Manager, so I don't know like how much you'd have to pay to get him. Chevalier, Agude, on the counter, Orvray, options on ahead. Ducasse is out on his own. It's going to be a tricky ball to try and pick him out. Orvray, I mean, steady on, son. Getting too big for his boots there, I feel like, Orvray, as he tries to score a wonder goal and ultimately puts it well wide of the mark. Half-time, though, 3-1. I can't complain one little bit, despite the fact we have conceded. It's been a pretty good first half, and obviously great to see the two youngsters that we brought into the team just having an impact. I feel like there's always a little bit of a risk with bringing in two players who don't play that often into the first team and hoping that they'll perform. But they've done work for us so far. Hopefully they can get a few more. It'd be nice to get Agude his hat-trick if we could. Ducasse, bring the ball forward. He's been fouled. That's going to be a sending off, is it not? It is going to be a sending off. There's been lots of red cards for teams against us today. Feels like we're just running them ragged. I don't know if any Sochaux players, like potential abilities or current abilities, got changed in the January update. I've not actually checked it. Be interested to see. Anyway, Agude bringing the ball forward. Ducasse in the middle. Lovely little run by him. Pulls it to Ducasse. What a goal. Danny Agude and Orvray, they look like one to the future, don't they? In this game here. 4-1. An hour gone. They're down a man without a plan. And, well, yeah. there could be more for this game. Yeah, Agude, only the one man to aim for. Pulls it across near post Ducasse. Tucks it away. Gets a goal to add to his collection. And hopefully we can continue to build off this. Do you think you would ever sell Chevalier for 100 million or so? 100 million or more, I would have to think about it very hard. Part of me feels like... Okay, so if I wasn't doing this as like a YouTube/Twitch thing, I probably would accept £100 million. But I feel like when you commentate over your game as you play it, and when you have other people invested into it, they become as invested as you in it. It's like there's a real fan base behind the club who don't want you to sell the star player. And so I feel like I probably wouldn't sell him, but I would if it wasn't a YouTube save, if that makes any sense. Ducasse, what a finish! It's 5-1. We're on the beach. Let's just bring in some players who might want some first-team football to keep them happy. We'll give it just a double change. We are having a laugh right now. Benny Chilwell with the assist for that one. It's been a top performance. And you'd have to say, having scored 5 despite playing Orvray and Agude as kind of our attacking players really is testament to how good they are. That they can step up in this kind of game as two younger players and really, you know, spearhead this team to a win. It's kind of interesting though, because I talk about the fact that Chevalier, like, I don't think anyone would want me to sell him. But there was definitely a period during, I think, Season 3 or Season 4 where YouTube comments were turning against Decas. They wanted Decas out. You know, he'd had an injury during the season that had kept him out for a while, and I was going to stick with him. I mean, he's our captain, and you look at it, he's got 21 goals this season and 9 assists. Like, thank God we didn't listen to the chat and sell him. You can see, it was last season, I think, actually, after last year, where he got 14 goals and 4 assists in 28 games. He had a bit of an injury, but this year we've kept him in, and he's done the business for us. He's got a 7.52 rating. Ovrai makes his debut. What a debut it was as well. Mulongo's definitely a player to keep an eye out on. He's on loan at Strasbourg. He's playing regular first-team football in Ligue 2 right now, which he's benefiting from. Diarra wants a new contract. Sack your agent, mate. Thank you. I hate agents that want more money from their players. Agude, man of the match. Let's praise him. We should probably also praise Ovrai. He probably deserves... He probably deserves to be praised. Good little performance. Agude looks great. He looks like he's going to be a really solid player for us. He's only 17. 6 goals, 2 assists, 2 man of the matches. I like the fact we've got so many young French players in our team as well. You know, some of them we've signed, like Millet. You know, £9 million, but he's just been great for us. There's been quite a lot of players who generated at the club. I'm kind of really happy that we did Sochaux as a save, just because normally I never get good youth intakes. Like, if you've watched my channel, I get terrible luck with intakes. So to have players like Chevalier come through, obviously Decas was picked up when he was young. And even looking forward to the players we've now got coming through, more recently, players who came through in the last stream, players like Jonathan Danso here looks like he could be pretty good. Ben Ali looks like he could be pretty good. And I don't know, it's really good to see the fact we've got some of these younger players who look at this guy, Pearson, he's just improving so much. He's had a little growth spurt. It's 1.2 increase in jumping reach is crazy, may I add. His determination's gone up a little bit as well. It's good. I like this save. Hey, within purple. I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm Forest fan. How are you guys doing? We're just back on the stream. We're just streaming some Sochaux. We did a little bit last weekend. I'd like to do some maybe during the week this week. Obviously, the VODs will be up on YouTube as well. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, hello. Hopefully you've been enjoying the stream so far. But no, we're going well at the moment. We're doing really well, actually. Is it bad that I want to play Ovrai and Agude again for this next game against Saint Etienne, who were down in 17th? I've got to remember, we've still got the £11 million that we're given. Do you still have the Nigerian goalkeeper? We do still have the Nigerian goalkeeper, Sunday West. He's still in goal for us, actually, at the moment, because Lafont picked up a little bit of a knock. Been kind of rotating him in and out with Lafont this year. He's got 13 appearances. Lafont has 29. I mean, you could see there. 20 appearances for Sunday West, 29 for Lafont. It's kind of nice to have 2 goalkeepers you can swap out. I think we are tutoring Pearson. Let's have a quick check. I'm 99% sure we are. Development. Where does it say about tutoring? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we are tutoring him. He's learning from Fuchs. He's learning from the best. Fuchs, he's not great, but he's got ambitious personality, which is good, and his determination's good. So, good little tutor. See, it is true. So the dilemma I've got here is we are already guaranteed top 4 at Champions League football. But I do want to finish second ahead of Monaco. And although the difference between second and third isn't massive, it'd still be nice to finish above them. Because last year we finished third, and it would be good to kind of feel that constant progression, like we're continuously getting better. Kubik's performances are getting better in training. Could be a leading player or is a leading player. No could about it. He is now a leading player. I mean, he's so complete, this guy. It's a question of will Agude ever be better than him? I want to believe that Agude could be better than him with time. The fact he's only 19 though for Kubik is terrifying. We've got... I feel like between Kubik, Agude, Ducasse and Mile, we have like 4 strikers for like the next 10 years. Like, we don't really need to worry about the striker position. And that's ignoring like the fact that we've also got Roussel in the team, who looks like he could still be pretty good. It's like a mini Ducasse. Right, you kind of look at our strikers. Mile is 21, Ducasse is 21, Kubik's 19, Agude 17. Strikers are not a concern for me right now. My concern actually... What is my concern? What is my concern? So we can fill a specific positions here. So let's have a look. So goalkeepers. In the goalkeeper position, we've got Sunday West. We've got Lafont. So two first team goalkeepers there. We've got Noel here, who looks like he could be pretty good. He's only 17. We've got Vente out on loan, who's a Colombian international. So goalkeeper-wise, we're sorted. Like, I'm not worried about the goalkeeper position. Defenders, I mean, we might want to do these by sidedness. So left-backs, we've got Jonathan Danso, who he's not going to be a left-back. Let's be honest, he's an attacking player. But we've got Chilwell, who of course is starting. We've got Zagadou, who can play left wing back. Not a massive fan of him. He's more of a centre-back. We've got Gautier, who is a good player. He can play both full-back positions, but his potential is kind of limited. So he's probably not going to improve that much. But as a kind of backup player for both left and right back, he's ideal. He's French. He's homegrown. You know, that's really good. We've got Colin here, who looks like he could be pretty good. Are we training him? Yeah, complete wing-back. 12 determination. Could we get him tutored? We could. Let's get Benny Chilwell on that. Get him professional personality. That will help with his development. In terms of right backs, right back, I think we're really good in actually. So we've always got Alexander Arnold, who can play right back. We've got Fuchs, who plays right back for us. Beyond those guys, we've got this guy, Gregory Jacques. I'm not convinced he's going to be as good as my scouts seem to think he's going to be, but hopefully I can be proven wrong. Alex Pinto is a good backup right back. Very good backup right back, actually. We've got Manjek. You know, there's some okay players here. A lot of these players, kind of the free kind of star players, not so convinced on, but it's still good to have them in the team. I think we've also got a right back from Tunisia who we're in the middle of signing. Is he right back? I think I'm looking at him to be a right back. But yeah, Tunisian here. Tunisian international. Joined us to Peanuts, but he has got French nationality, which is nice, although he is declared for Tunisia's national team. In terms of centre-backs, we're pretty good in the centre-back position. So we've got Ali. Ali is a player I'd like to play more. He's got the potential. We need to find a spot for him in the first team. But obviously we've got Zagadou, who's a very good centre-back. We've got Felix, who's a great centre-back. I absolutely love the look of Felix. Out with a twisted ankle at the moment, which has been a bit of a shame. We've got this guy, Lucas Lavac. We'll go with that. It sounds good, doesn't it? Czech international at 18. He could be good for us. Marchand looks like he could be pretty good still. He's only 17. He's really impressive. Either-footed as well. Hopefully he can live up to his billing. Shame about his lack of consistency. Of course, it's always worth remembering with these players that the star ratings, they're not always accurate. There's players here who probably look great who will let us down. In terms of defensive midfielders, we've obviously got, well, in terms of just midfielders in general, down the spine, our centre midfielder position is sorted for a long time. We've got Thiago Almada, not going to need to replace him. 20 years old, irreplaceable. Chevalier, irreplaceable at centre mid. Still got some potential. You've got Leborn here, who I think is more of a striker, to be honest. Morgan Bonnet could be a pretty good centre mid. Mulongo, I really like the look of this guy, out on loan at the moment at Strasbourg. Tezar as well. Looks like he could be pretty good. And the thing is, even with these players, even if they don't quite make it into the first team, we're going to be able to sell. Because we're going to be able to sell these guys on for money. That's the way of looking at this. You know, these players, they're great, but they're also going to be money makers long term. At left mid, we've got Orvray, who has potential. Boldan, who has loads of potential, the Argentine. You know, there's lots of other players as well. Romero here could be pretty good. Ian Pearson, who we picked up in our last intake, could be good. Again, some of these star ratings I'm not so convinced on. And that's ignoring the fact you've got players like Rainy Adelaide here, who can play left mid. We've got Trincao, who can play left mid. One of these players is going to be sold. And we've also got Mbula, who can play left mid. Who wants Trincao? PSG do. Could I hustle them into spending a lot of money on him? That's the question. Would PSG spend £40 million on Trincao? We'll find out. And then, yeah, in terms of strikers, we already talked about the strikers, but we are sorted. Sorted with a capital ED. I don't know why capital ED, because I said so. No offers for Trincao. Okay, well, I don't want to force you out the club. Put the asking price back to 60 million. In the summer, PSG will come back interested in him. Blonde's continuing to improve. I mean, he looks incredible, doesn't he? Such a good complete midfielder. £5 million, well spent. Thank you very much, Bromby. I should probably sort out the filter so we've not got every single player everywhere showing in the team. Fuchs has been doing really well this year, though. He's broken into the French national team at right back. That's not a bad shout, Deku Wow, to maybe sell Rainy Adelaide or Mbula or Trincao and then loan out Boldan or Orvray. The reason for bringing Alexander Arnold in really was that I didn't have a backup right back who could play right wing back to Fuchs. Like, there was no alternative there, and I didn't have a backup centre mid either. Like, defensive centre mid. There is no alternative to Chevalier in my team other than Alexander Arnold. In the summer, we brought in Tom Davies to play defensive midfielder if we got really desperate. I look at Alexander Arnold as just being a very good flex player in terms of he can play centre defensive mid for us, or he can play that right wing back role, and he can play both of them very comfortably. And for the price we got him in for, which was £3.3 million, I think that represents really good value for money. Do you know why I can't change the logos to English or Spanish? Because every other club has the correct badge. Logo pack should work. You might have to download a logo pack for them because they're not licensed, the teams, if you've not got a logo pack, that is. What's happening in Italy with the title race hotting up? 7 points between them. I mean, it's not high, not that much, is it? Let's be honest. I love this news item, by the way. This is one of my favourite additions to Football Manager recently. The whole title race news item that you get, where it shows the teams, it shows the games they've got left to play. It's a really, really nice way of laying out that information. Right, Monaco drew. That is huge. That is massive. A win here, and we actually have a little bit of wiggle room now because Monaco just ballsed it up. I am within purple. We're training Boldan to play left back. His tackling and marking aren't great, but we play with wing backs anyway, so it's not as important in his game. Obviously, if we could improve them a little bit, it would make a big, big difference for us. I've got the French Cup semi-final to look forward to, which kind of gives me more incentive to rotate my team for this game against Saint-Etienne. Particularly because Monaco just screwed up. We can afford to lose a game because our goal difference is that much better. Felix is coming back. He's not going to be fully fit for this game. I think we will rotate the team for this game. Orvray's ineligible because he's just played a reserve team game. Should have thought about that, Jack, shouldn't you? Right, so I'm going to take off Ducasse and rest him for this game. We'll have him on the bench if need be. I think we'll play Millet and Agude up top together, although I'm going to swap them round because Agude's a better advance forward. Elsewhere, I'm going to play Ali instead of Diarra alongside Zagadou. I think we'll bring Gautier to play left back for this game. Really, this is just about protecting our team going into the next game. We can afford to lose this now. Obviously, I'm not planning to lose this, but we can afford to. Which does change my attitude to the game just a little bit. I mean, it's still going to be a pretty strong team. We'll bring in Mbula, I think, to play centre attack in mid. I thought Mbula could play centre attack in mid. I'm wrong. Is it Trincao who can play centre attack? Oh, no, it's Rainy Adelaide. Of course it is. What are you thinking, Jack? We'll bring in Edson for Kubik, I think. We could have loads of players on the bench just to change the game if it goes horrifically wrong. This could backfire spectacularly. We'll see how we get on. Away from home against Saint-Etienne, though. We can afford to lose this. We've got a French Cup semi-final in 3 days. Bit of a rotated team going on here, but we'll see how we get on. Playing against Saint-Etienne. I think I just missed my opportunity. Okay, I screwed up there. Play the game. I screwed up opposition instructions because I accidentally clicked through the screen. Okay, well, I was going to let my assistant do it anyway. That's what he's offered. Let's keep the league table up for now. Anyway, let's see how we get on. Saint Etienne away from home. Never a given, this one, but they are down in 17th. So that's why we've rotated the team with the French Cup semi-final on the horizon. Andre Almeida, Fuchs, Edson. Nice little bit of build-up play here. And Mbula. Oh my god, it was almost a screamer. Almost a screamer. Andre Almeida, Fuchs, edge of the box. Gautier, the left back. Surely he's not going to shoot from there. He's not. Okay, I thought he was about to get carried away and go for something crazy. Could get caught out on the counter here. We actually got caught out on the counter from a corner last game. Might be something worth just keeping an eye out on. Although Mbula standing up his man well there. And again, these interceptions coming in, but we're not getting the look of the bounce. Finally, we do get the look of the bounce. Now can we break away? Millet to Agude. He's on his lonesome. He's on his lonesome. He beats them all, and unfortunately the finish there isn't at the end of it. I go to sort it out SI for all my graphics and face pack stuff, Taylor. So they might have what you're looking for there, although I'm not sure. Millet down to Fuchs. Nice little win in the air. Ali to Andre Almeida. Edson tries to get the ball forward. Can we apply the pressure? Saint-Etienne go hoofball. Zagadou, he wins the ball in the air like that for breakfast. Although he hasn't got the pace to get back in that situation. Berwick bearing down through. I mean, easy save for the keeper. Definitely should have been a better finish. 20 minutes gone. It's not quite going like the last few games we've had where we absolutely stomped teams into the ground early on and then I could just relax. This is starting to become a little bit of a slog, at least to start things off. I'm not sure, Taylor. I'm not sure. Agude breaking through to Millet. Wide to Jondo Fuchs playing that right back position. Andre Almeida. Back to Fuchs. Loads of space here. Unpressured to putting the ball into the box. He does. And then Mbula's there. Probably should have been a finish. Planning any other FM saves / streams. Yesterday I almost got in the mood to start a new save, but then I remembered that I'm still enjoying this one, so we're back here with this. In terms of streams, I'd quite like to get in a little routine with streams where we maybe do a stream every Wednesday and every Saturday or Sunday for a few hours. So there's always a few hours of streams every week, like days where you know they're going to be. But given the nature of kind of my day-to-day routine, it's difficult for me to know with absolute certainty when stuff's going to be kind of possible. And on top of that, I feel like with streaming, people don't realize streaming is actually really exhausting. Like, it is tiring talking consistently and trying to be entertaining over hours and hours. And sometimes when I'm working during the week, I come home from work and I'm just like flat out. Like, I just need a rest. You know, you just want to unwind. You want to curl up in a ball on your sofa and watch TV. Or, you know, just like chill out. And streaming doesn't necessarily allow for that. But I'd like to get in a routine where maybe like every Wednesday and then maybe on a Sunday afternoon we always stream. And people know that there's always going to be streams then. and it's nice and consistent. I think the danger with doing routines is that you kind of bind yourself to stick to them, and that isn't always kind of possible. So in terms of thinking about other saves, what I was thinking about maybe doing was holiday in the first season on the latest January transfer update, then seeing what interesting teams maybe in England maybe get relegated or promoted if there's any interesting challenges that emerge. That's what I was thinking of. You know, it's quite nice when the new update comes out to try a save game on it with, you know, the updated teams and whatnot. I didn't really talk about it. Conceded in this game. Not been a very good first half, although they've used 2 subs. So, you know, they're going to be tiring. We can get some fresh legs into the team. We've been very, very poor going forward this game, though. No shots on target. Lacking perhaps a little bit of the creativity that makes us tick. I think I'm going to bring in Almada into the team, actually. See what he can do for us at centre attack in mid. He is kind of the player who can really pull the strings in the final third. So we'll see how we get on. Agude up on his own. He needs a bit of support. We're still yet to have a shot on target. We got a penalty. We'll take it. I feel bad. We've been so poor in this game, but we do now have a penalty. And Mbula to take it. Been in and out the first team this year. Can he get a goal? He can. Of course he can. Lovely finish for him. 1-1. Perhaps not necessarily deserved that. Been a game of very few chances so far. Our first shot on target comes from a penalty from the spot. Nice penalty by Mbula, though, into the top bins. Keeper, absolutely no chance. We'll take it. Hopefully we can build off that now going forward. Half an hour left in this game. We could probably make a few more changes here. Agude's not had a great game. Let's bring in Ducasse. And I think we'll also bring in Chevalier for Alexander-Arnold, who is on a booking. So I talked about our kind of 3 pillars of the team, Chevalier, Almada and Ducasse. It's time for them to show what they're made of, if they may, in the last 20 minutes. A draw here, not the end of the world, but we need the win. We want the win, let's be honest. A draw would not be the result I would have taken happily at the start of this game. Millet, edge of the box, and Mbula's there. Can he finish it? Yes, he can. Second goal of the game for him. Lovely little finish by Jordi Mbula. And we go up in this game. His second goal of the game. A player who's found himself out the first team. Talked about selling him in the summer. Maybe a chance for him to put himself in the shop window here. One touch. Bang. Ruffier, no chance in goal. And, well, maybe we can just start to relax now. Just a little bit. That is pretty similar to my setup with in purple. Can we get another goal? Can we get another? I mean, when I say can we get another goal, that usually results in us conceding immediately. So maybe I shouldn't say that. I mean, we're penning them in their own half here. They're forced to go long. Give away the ball to Fuchs, who puts in an incredible ball to Ducasse. What a ball by Jean-Do Fuchs. Can we discuss? Can we discuss the pass there? Can we discuss the ball by Fuchs first time? Oh my god, half volley. I've never seen a pass like that in real life. But we'll take it. 3-1, Ducasse with a goal on off the bench. Hey Snakers, I'm not too bad, thank you. We're on a nice little winning run. Have we lost today on stream? I don't think we have. I don't think we have. We've just been on a nice little roll. Step things up in the second half where we were a goal down at half time, which is great. I mean, could we get another? Ducasse, you know, coming on off the bench, fresh-legged. It's like his idea of a dream, playing against a tiring Saint Etienne defence with his physicals, just able to, well, outrun them, outmuscle them, and outscore them as well. Ball forward here. Fuchs misses a tackle. Questionable defending. Could be a chance here if they get the ball in. Can we head it clear? We can't. I mean, that's shocking defending. Ball whipped in. I mean, what? Gautier. I mean, that's why you're a reserve team player, mate. Maybe we should be playing him on the right wing so he can head the ball into our players in the box. In their box, rather than our own. Either way, we're going to cruise to a win here, which is good to see. I'm just going to quickly run and get a drink because my voice is getting dry. My voice isn't getting dry. My throat's getting dry. And I think we need a drink. So I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Be right back. Okay, we are back. We're on a good little roll here. Still trying to get second in the league, if we can. New offer for Almeida. How much do you want for a new contract? I can probably settle for that. It wasn't actually that much. I actually wanted to go to the negotiation screen there. But now he's going to want more money because I just hit offer because I'm a noob. You know what? It's not that much. 9k a week. I can afford that for a backup centre mid. We haven't won the league, Snakers. This is season 5. We're still struggling really to muscle up against the likes of PSG. Which is a tad unfortunate, although expected. But it looks like we are going to get second this year, which would be an improvement over last year, where we got third. So we're continuing like progression. You know, first season in the league we finished fourth. Yeah, fourth, then third. This year we're going to get second. You know, first has got to be next year. That's how this works, right? Right, that is the logical progression. Got Bakayoko joining in the summer, which I'm very, very excited about. Mehmet Demir, oh my, I thought you were going to be good. I thought you were going to be so good. At least we've got Offman, Koulibaly to look forward to as well. Although even these guys, like, questionable. I'm going to put faith in them. They look good to me. French Cup coming up now. At least we rested our players going into this game, which is nice. Also, Udokai is going to be back. Fuchs is going to need a rest, as is Almada. Felix could probably do with a little one as well. Of course, Almada did actually feature in that last game. The French Cup is the one with lots of rounds. It's a little bit mad how many rounds there are in the French Cup. Yeah, there's 11 rounds. Well, no, there's 14 rounds to the competition. We won it last year, so I want to retain it. You can see PSG and Monaco playing in the other semi-final. We're taking on Marseille. It's going to be really competitive last year. Last year, the big dogs, the likes of Monaco and PSG, got knocked out by like third division sides, which was really odd, but we were the beneficiaries of that because we did play well. Which is fine by me. Armada's praise is being sang. Armada's been incredible for us. Has anyone used this guy in their own saves? Like, he doesn't even have a face like in the face pack. He starts at Velez. He's been so good for me though at centre attacking mid. PSG squad is scarily good. They've got Guedes, they've got Mohamed Salah, they've got Neymar, they've got Hervin Lozano, Rajkovic. Is it quite an old team? It's not a young team, is it? Looking at it, there's a few older players in there. Lozano's so good. Hey Luke Stevens, how you doing, dude? Yeah, I think Salah is going to get a big upgrade in Football Manager. I was actually surprised his January increase in stats wasn't more. Although actually I didn't actually look at it in that much detail. Maybe it was a notable improvement. Okay, PSG just destroyed Monaco 5-0 in the other semi-final. So it's going to be us playing PSG if we can beat Marseille. Marseille's struggling this year, but this is really going to be what they're playing for now, which makes it tough for us. They're in 5th. Yes, they're not struggling that much, but they would have wanted Champions League football at the start of the year. They've got some good players, the likes of Christensen and Martial too, so this could be tricky. But we'll see how we get on. French Cup, get your score predictions in the chat. How are we going to get on? Full strength team, which is good to see. Felix apparently not fully fit to play the entire game, but we're going to chance him, I think. In terms of the team, I think Rainy Adelaide out on the left makes sense. But I think this is the team we're going to go with. So it's going to be Lafont in goal. Centre-backs, we're going to go with Diarra at right centre-back. Alongside him, we're going to go with Felix Udokai. Left-back, Ben Chilwell. Right-back, Fuchs. Chevalier, Blonde in the midfield. Adelaide, Almada. And then Ducasse. Do I want to play Kubik or Melee? I'm going to play Melee. I'm going to go with the French connection up top. We'll see how we get on. We will see how we get on. So 2nd in the league. We want to win some silverware. This is our chance. This is the semi-final. Away from home against Marseille. Not going to be difficult. Sorry, it's going to be difficult. Not going to be easy. Not going to be difficult. Few 2-1s coming in. 3-1 to them. Bitter Lamb, where's the faith, man? Where is the faith? Early chance here for them. Headed away. Quite nicely by Almada. Blonde to maybe bring the ball out. Chevalier, let's not give the ball away unnecessarily. Nice build-up play here. Liking this. Knocking the ball around nicely. Fuchs a little bit isolated out on the right-hand side, but nice little bit of play into Almada, who drops into that pocket of space. That's not the ball you want from your advanced playmaker, though, giving the ball away there. Gives them a chance, and well, damn, he's fast down this right-hand side. Whips it in Diarra. No nonsense to the edge of the box. Can we get a tackle in? And Zonzi now. They've got some pretty good players here, Marseille. Ball through Dam, and well, Lafont should have stopped it, but he hasn't. It's not ideal. Not ideal as a start to the game, I'll be honest. A goal down. And Zonzi to, I think it was Otavo, who put the ball eventually through. It was, and well, Dam. Jurgen Dam scored. Dam. Okay, it's a low-hanging fruit as far as puns go. I apologise. They have got a few players struggling with fitness. Martial, and notably 3 members of their back 4 are going to be tired as this game goes on, and also in their centre defensive mids as well. That kind of fills me with hope here. As the game goes on, we might have a bit more of a chance, although we need to make sure we're still in it at that point. As they come forward again, Capone. Lafont this time does actually make the save. Fair play to him. Fair play to him, and while we live to fight another day. Edging possession early on, but with half an hour gone, we're yet to have a shot on target, similar to what we saw last game, although I guess against Saint Etienne it was excusable by the fact that we were playing a rotated side. Today, we're just not doing a whole lot. And while they're on the attack, I want silverware. This is a competition that we won last year. Benny Chilwell. Maybe you can start something here. Ducasse and Millet running forward. I mean, there's no one really in support of Millet, but he holds up the ball really, really well to go back to Fuchs. Plays it across to Chevalier. Now with Almada. Ducasse on the shoulder of his man. Tight angle. Tries to squeeze it in. Keeper holds on to it. I mean, at least we've had a shot on target, I guess. Trying to find the positives here. Although now they're immediately on the attack. Capone, I mean, that's not far wide, is it? That is not far wide. I think it's going to have to be a shouty team talk at half-time, even if we were to draw level here, as we are on the attack. Chilwell, England international Ben Chilwell, to Rainy Adelaide. Almada hits it. It should have been on target, but it wasn't. It was a really good opportunity there at the edge of the box. Wasted away. Millet this time gets dispossessed by Nzonzi. Plays it forward to Capone. Lafont again with a big save right before half-time. He is saving our bacon right now. What a good man. And, well, the shouty team talk is going to have to come out here, isn't it? What's happening, boys? Show me something else. Who is not performing? Decas, Millet. The players you need to perform in this kind of match, your strikers. Almada, Blonde. I don't know why I even start commentating the kickoff highlight. I might take off Millet for Kubik. I'm thinking. Almada's been poor as well. We've been lacking in the final third today. 25 minutes left. We now have a set piece to defend. This is not looking good. Clear it, someone. We don't clear it. 25 minutes left. We need a goal. We need 2 goals, I should say, really. We are not turning up in the game when we need to. Rainy Adelaide's had a poor game, and Bula got 2 in his last match for us. He's going to come in. The double change coming out. I've got to go more attacking. I have got to go more attacking in this game. And we've got to be faster with the way that we play. We can't be super patient anymore. We've got to force the issue. 18 minutes left. I've got 1 sub left to make. I don't know who I'd bring on. Ball forward. Damn scores. It's all over. The dream's dead. The dream is dead. There is not going to be silverware here. Now, granted, we would have had to have beaten PSG as well. So, it would have been tricky. I'm not sure what the keeper's done there, I'll be honest. I mean, there's still I still believe. I still believe the comeback could happen. But it would be a miracle. But miracles happen, right? Occasionally. They're going to score again, aren't they? Just throw men forward. I mean, okay, it is now dead. I'm sorry. That is the issue with going more attacking. Is that you quickly lose sight of everything. I feel like I don't know what I don't have an excuse. We've not created enough chances. We've had lots of these long, speculative long shots. I mean, Mbula there, you can see, shooting from outside the box. Another one from Kubik that almost goes out for a throw-in. It's not been good enough. I mean, now we shift our focus onto the league. Kubik hits the crossbar. That really sums up the game. I mean, could we get a consolation? 3v3 here on the breakaway. Kubik, pass it, you Wazuk. Thank you. Almeida. Or Almada, I've lied. Okay. I will show that again, because I feel like we need to just savour how much this epitomises today's performance. Almada, through and goal, 1-on-1. Yeah, one of those days. One of those days, unfortunately, where players just can't seem to get anything done. And there's not a lot you can do in that situation. 4-0. We've been spanked. Granted, 2 of those goals came as we desperately chased for a goal. So I'm not too... Okay, they've almost scored again. 5-0 would have been bad. I mean, 4-0 still awful, to be clear. I mean, I think fine everyone's wages. Actually, I'm not that harsh for a manager. I'm going to give them the game against Auxerre to play. I'm going to play the exact same team against Auxerre, and they're going to show me a better performance. At least we've got an auto save, right? Auto saves, saves.